2:47 is the time remaining in the opening quarter. Same type of formation, 3 receivers to the right. Flipped up for Masadi. Can't grab it, but even had he been able to haul that throw in, he would have been out of bounds.
That's just a good job done by Keith Gooch on the corner. He got on the inside shoulder of Masadi. Masadi was only about 2 yards from the sideline to start with, so he just kept him there all the way down the field, and that does not give the quarterback anywhere to throw the ball. He had delivered it to his outside shoulder, which he did, but it's 5 yards out of bounds.
Don Matthews will be looking for better punt coverage on this Glenn Harper kick than he got the previous kick when Henry Williams returned it 49 yards after a 58-yard kick by Glenn Harper. Another big kick by Harper, but this one goes out of bounds. He won't get the distance he was looking for because that ball crossed the sidelines at the 27-yard line, and that's where the Eskimos will scrimmage when we return.
Edmonton Eskimos probably the healthiest team in the CFL. They'll get even healthier next week when Leroy Blue comes back from a month on the injury list. And Leroy, you've been around the team all week getting ready to come back. What's the mood on the Eskimos roster? Do they want to get their game back together given the heat you've been under this week for being in disarray last week in Saskatchewan?
Well, I don't think there's much panicking going on with our team because we have a lot of good athletes, and the coaches know what we can do. You know, they know it's just a few little things that we have to correct, and you know, like we said, we learned last year, it's not what you do in the regular season, it's what happens in the playoffs. So, you know, we've got a lot of time to deal with those things.
Right, Joe Farragelli says, rather be 9-9 and win the Grey Cup than 16-2 and lose in the playoffs. Thank you, Leroy.
All right, thanks a lot.
Don?
And there has been some speculation as to possible roster changes by the Edmonton Eskimos when Blue does return. Reggie Taylor unable to get outside as the Argos were well prepared for that one, and they drop him for a rather sizable loss with Don Wilson coming up from his halfback position to pressure. Taylor goes down back at the 13-yard line.
They had success against the Argonauts in the opening game running that toss, but as you say, Wilson gets across the line of scrimmage. Now he's got to turn back in where he gets in trouble.
Second down pass intended for Colbert. It's incomplete, and the Eskimos are 2 and out with 4:39 remaining in this opening quarter. Joe Farragelli had an interesting comment yesterday. He said, as coaches, we can tell the players what we want done and prepare them for a game. Make sure they know exactly what they're supposed to do. We can't make them any tougher. We can't make them any faster. We can't make them any stronger.
That's all done before they ever get to the Eskimos, how big, fast, and strong they are. That's a coach's job, is to make sure the people in his coaching area understand their every role on every play, and that's all you can do. You turn it over to them once that game starts.
Darrell Smith waits for McAreedy's kick, a penalty flag in the play. This will be a no yards call undoubtedly against the Edmonton Eskimos.